Let's talk about the big superhero comic booky news that came out this week because we got a trailer. Do you want to talk about that first? Trailer. I just had a in the middle, so the L got lost. But let's talk about some news.
Hold on.
Yeah, you're marking it down.
Hold on.
He's marking it down.
Oh, you're just writing the time.
Good. Actually, because if you guys don't know, if you listen to this or if you watch it, if you check the description of both of those pieces of media, there's time codes at the bottom. So if you like to skip around the different reviews or just hear our thoughts on one, it's rude. That's one. But also, you can skip around because we give you the time codes.
But it's like saying you don't care about us.
Exactly.
And speaking of caring, Ant-Man and the Wasp, something that we didn't really care about at all, and then all of a sudden a trailer came out and it was a butt ton of fun.
Wasp.
I enjoyed the first Ant-Man, and so I knew I was probably going to enjoy this one and check it out, but I wouldn't say I was excited for it. And then I saw this trailer, I'm like, oh, this looks like a blast. I'm looking forward to it now.
Because also, since Peyton Reed had to kind of jump on the first Ant-Man and kind of figure it out as he went, like, this seems like, hey, his thing that he wanted to do with these movies is have as much fun as possible with, like, the shrinking tech. Because there's only, like, 3 parts of the first Ant-Man movie where there's, like, a big, like, set piece of shrinking. In this, it looks like the whole movie is that. So I'm on board.
And they just, like, whoop.
And they do whoop, just like this. This is the sound effect. If you listen carefully, that's what it sounds like when they shrink.
When the house goes into your pocket, whoop.
It sounds like she should have jumped the other direction to get away from those knives.
Yeah.
And also, when she's smaller, hit that knife. Okay, there's a few, just as a science nerd.
What just happened?
Sorry, I had a couple different ideas, but the main thing I wanted to bring up, as a science nerd, there's a couple things that just stop making sense in this movie, and I think I just have to accept it and move on.
The building is a stretch.
Well, so how can he have the punch of a full-grown man, but also a normal-sized person could pick up a whole building? Like, where does physics and stuff stop working? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and also, it just looks like everything inside that building should be falling all over the place.
Well, I think if you
why
did
do you think he can't pick up the building?
Like, okay, so a full-grown... Okay, so...
When Ant-Man shrinks, he has the strength that he has as a full-grown person.
Yes,
which means he has the density.
Yes.
Which means that building should have the same density it had...
as a full-grown building.
Okay,
Yes.
but there might not be shrinking to the same proportion. You might not be shrinking them both the same amount.
No, true. Okay, but...
Right?
Like the science might be different is what you're saying. The hardcore science that we're dealing with.
Density shouldn't go anywhere. There's already a lot of problems with shrinking in general, but because he can throw a punch and still like knock a dude out.
Yeah, but you don't have to shrink to the same scale.
Yeah.
Like, because you can also grow. So that means theoretically that there's not just 3 settings, normal, small, and big.
No.
He could be shrinking to a little bit bigger than the building shrinking to. He could be as big as my water bottle. This is why you guys should be watching on video, not in...
Yeah. See this great
because you don't know what
water
a water bottle looks like.
Yeah.
And the building could be shrinking to my thumbnail.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, this movie
I'm not saying... And he doesn't weigh the same amount.
No, he doesn't.
No, but because they can punch it, so it's not the same weight.
You could probably pick him... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
No,
I don't
just
think it makes
in
sense.
general science terms, if he can affect the same amount of force, like with a punch... he should be the same mass. His mass shouldn't have gone anywhere. They say the spaces between atoms shrunk.
No, well, his mass did go somewhere because there's he can get flicked like that. Think about when he runs into the door 15,000 times. That door would knock the F over.
It should do the same if he was small or big.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but he ran into it 70 times. If a grown man ran into it 70 times, it would have gone down.
So, but by that logic, picking him up when he's small should be hard.
No, it should be easy because the door didn't go down.
But then he shouldn't be able to punch
at
the same way. So we agreeing that there's a problem?
Yes. But
all right.
The problem is the punching, not the other. Like, the problem is that he shouldn't have the same force.
Yeah, and so...
but we need him to.
So, and that's why picking up the building doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, the picking up the building makes sense. The punching doesn't make sense.
Barely.
One of the two doesn't make sense.
One of them doesn't make sense. Because
it.
if you took that building and threw it at someone, it should have the same effect as a building falling on a person, but just in a really small area.
In Girl Scouts, there were these things called try-its.
And? My sister was a Girl Scout. I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know whether it was a commercial or what, but they'd always go, try it. And that's what I want to say to about this.
Okay.
It's the same slogan as Chia Pets.
Yeah.
Chia is different than to try it.
This one thing this trailer does do is it emphasizes something I felt for a long time in that I've always felt Ant-Man is kind of pointless because you have the Wasp and she's Ant-Man with wings and blasters. So therefore she's immediately way cooler than Ant-Man.
She says that though, which I really appreciate.
They bring
you
it
wouldn't
up,
have been caught.
I like that opening. Here's why I think I am more. This trailer I think worked better as a trailer than the Avengers Infinity War trailer. This is how I get into trouble. This is where people start yelling at me because of moments like that. Character stuff that tells me what the emotion and basically the soul of the movie. It's not just people. It's not just the cool punching shit. It's like, oh, that's why I care about these characters and this dynamic, and I'm excited to see this movie.
I agree with that. I had a friend the other day who ranked the top 10 casted Marvel characters, like the best casting from the MCU. And
I'm interested.
And there was
only the Ant-Man cast.
The only female that they picked in there was Hela. For all of they were like all guys, and I was like, there's so many strong
Black
female cast.
Widow didn't.
They said that she could have been many different actresses.
Wrong.
I think that that's wrong. Also, I also think that Tessa Thompson. There's all different people.
She might be. She's easily the best part of that movie.
She made 11 on their list, but I think that Evangeline Lilly should have potential to be one of the best cast people.
Again, I enjoyed Ant-Man. I think we should have just. I think we should have just cut to the Wasp. I would have just rather had the Wasp movie. Just cut to the chase,
or make it Ant-Man and the Wasp for the first outing.
For the first outing,
because it would have been cool because it was meant to be different.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to switch it up totally, so it's like, hey, Edgar Wright's not here anymore. It's just Peyton Reed. Actually, instead of just being another solo dude movie, it's already a team up movie between two awesome people.
Yeah, because eventually Lily clearly is holding her own in this movie.
Yeah. And I like the joke about they're pissed at him, so they're not going to give him the power ups. And in this movie, if they had redone the first movie, it'd been like, no, you stole the suit, so you don't get.
Yeah.
You don't get the cool shit.
Stuff.
You get the one from the 60s that barely works, and she gets the really
And
cool
by the way,
one.
her costume's awesome. Everybody's all the fanboys are pissy because it's not yellow. Calm down. It looks cool. That's all that matters.
Cool too, yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool.
People are pointing out that it kind of looks like a penis on her.
That is true.
If you
flip it upside down, that is true, but it still looks cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
If you like penises.
And Ghost. Let's talk about Ghost just for a second. I think that's a really cool character design. It looks like it's straight, literally a scene from a video game. But
I am a little bit worried with Ghost and Walton Goggins that we're getting Ant-Man 1 was very much Iron Man.
Walton
Ant-Man
Goggins
2
makes you nervous?
No, not him. He's a national treasure. I have not seen him in a role that I did not love, but it looks like he could be filming the Sam Rockwell role, and Ghost is filling the Whiplash role.
Yeah.
And it's
we've been rewatching the MCU movies.
Yeah, so it's like it already should be different enough because there's two. We got War Machine and Iron Man 2. This movie might just be Iron Man 2. To be fair, I did like Iron Man 2, so that might not be a bad thing.
But it might be. I think there's going to be a lot of really cool elements of this, and I don't think it'll fall in the same pitfalls of Iron Man 2.
It is a little more challenging, though, getting our attention the second time around because Ant-Man had nothing to lose. They were like, here's Ant-Man. The worst that was going to happen was people were going to be like, I didn't like it, and they weren't going to care because nobody was like, oh my God, Ant-Man's the movie I've been waiting for my entire life. I'm so excited. I always knew this was coming.
Specifically, Scott Lang.
Not a single person thought that.
I think even the diehard Ant-Man fans, nobody was clamoring for a Scott Lang movie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It just was not really anything anybody was thinking about. So now going to this one, expectations are high. Same thing with the second Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
It's just it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even still, Ant-Man really can't get too much like people can't get too excited about a new Ant-Man comic, even if it's got a good writing team or whatever.
Yeah.
It's tough. So I'm excited. I think we're all on the same page. We're kind of excited. Hopefully it lives up. It has some heart to it. I'm excited to see Hank Pym again.
Favorite moment in the trailer?
I think it was when Wasp said you wouldn't have been caught.
Yeah.
pulling the suitcase handle out of the building because to get into things that don't make any sense, they build the building and then shrink it and make the thing and then make it bigger.
Or do they just have a giant suitcase handle just sitting there the whole time?
Like, did he build that big and then put it into the building as they were? It doesn't make any. And there were wheels on it the whole time underground.
The wheels on the bus go underground.
The van, when the van shrinks, goes up on the other van and then blows back up. Also, is it sealed? Didn't we establish you can't? There might be some logistical issues in this movie, but you know what? Let's not think about them and let's just go have fun, huh?
Yes, long hair, don't care.
Long hair?
You know what I mean, care. DJ.
Yeah, you know, I do. I do.
But there was some more news we wanted to talk about. What did you want to hit up next? Or you have the assets. That's
I do have the assets. Yeah. I'll surprise you guys. Hold on.
Ready?
Listen to the everybody's favorite Captain Cold with his sander. It sounds like
I told you it was Weather Wizard. God damn it!
No, he's laying down the ice.
Weather Wizard had the drill.
Oh,
yeah, he's laying down the ice. Listen.
Oh, Do you guys remember that song called "Cut"? And it's a bed creaking. It's like them having sex.
No.
What it is? What's up?
Assets.
It's Metropolis.
It's Metropolis.
Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about. I will look it up after.
I'm very bummed.
And I'll tweet it out. That way everyone who joined us today can listen to it.
No.
What it is, what's up?
There you go.
Metropolis is what's up.
Yeah,
the show that none of us needed and none of us wanted and all of us will watch because we
can't control ourselves.
Just can't help it. I feel so bad for you, Sam, because you don't seem to be able to quit anything.
You quit Gotham.
I quit Gotham.
Okay, I didn't quit
Lucifer.
Gotham.
You didn't quit Gotham.
But it got good.
It got good.
And that was my reward.
Well, quick synopsis. It was announced that for the DC digital app that's getting Young Justice and the Titan show, there's going to be a Gotham-esque show, but for Superman, but no Superman in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's following Lois Lane and Lex Luthor and the city of Metropolis before the Man of Steel gets there. Thoughts, everybody? I don't give a shit about this. We've had this. There's Krypton coming
and it's
out.
living on the app, right? The streaming service.
Yes. And then we also had Smallville, and that's Star Clark Kent. So I'm not.
Because when Gotham was released, it's like, oh, it's Smallville, but for Batman. It's Batman's equivalent. Like they're not the exact same show, but it's the same. Feeling, I guess, you know, same intent, and so it's like cool. And now, so Gotham exists. So now, if Gotham is Superman, if Gotham is Batman's Smallville, then Metropolis is Superman's. It's a snake that's eating its own tail. I don't care. I don't like Gotham, so I'm not looking forward to this show because it's the same creative team.
And
that's it. That was the
sounded like another thing.
No, that was it.
They tried to say that it would be different because Metropolis and Gotham are such different cities, and that Batman and Superman have such different foes. But isn't that what makes any show different from the next show? That it's in a different location with different characters. I mean, I just think that this is so ridiculous that they thought that somebody out there would be sitting home being like, yes, a Metropolis show with no Superman, where we follow a team up of Lex Luthor and Lois Lane while we already announced Krypton and finally seem to be getting some people behind that sci-fi show that's so random in itself.
Yeah.
Like, who are they targeting here?
Yeah.
That's a
Gotham
good
fans.
question.
I would say fans of Gotham.
No, and when people are like, oh, they'll just make anything, and superhero fans or comic book fans will watch it, and I'm like, oh wait, they might think that.
Yeah, that might be true.
They might think that, and like people are going to check this out, but I don't see this being a very successful endeavor. It's getting so much bad press too, so I don't.
If
we'll
it's
see.
good, it's good.
Yeah.
But if it's not, what a bummer. Especially because it's one of, I think, the 4 shows that we know is going to be on the streaming service.
Yeah, we've got Young Justice, we got Titans, we got the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got a Harley Quinn animated series, which seems very smart.
They're getting all the old Justice League cartoons too.
Yeah.
So that's already makes me want to buy it.
Yeah, I'm already on board. If you want to make me even more on board, have it be like Marvel Unlimited, where you have access to the backlog of their comics. I've said this before. I'll say it again.
Yeah, I think that would be great too, and I would love all of the animated movies there, which I don't know if they're going to do. But I think that the problem is, Sam, what you just said. You know, I'm on board with those things. you're going to be on board with a DC streaming service. You're the person who's going to pay for a DC streaming service. They need to go after the Netflix audience. They need to go after the Hulu, the Amazon audience, and you're not doing that by adding Metropolis. That's not mainstream enough. So I feel like what they were trying to do was they were like, crap, is Titans mainstream enough? Probably not. Young Justice, I don't know if that's the let's do Metropolis. Hopefully people just will watch because of that, and I don't think that they will.
Unless they got crazy actors that are signing on. Like, what if they got a really high, they've kind of
Kevin
fallen
Spacey.
off.
Yeah, that will get.
I would say optics-wise, that might not be the best move.
Is he playing Lois or is he playing
Lex again? Lex one more time.
Yeah,
everyone's favorite.
Yeah, buddy.
But no, it's actually, you just brought up a good point. I'm like, I never even realized that this is a DC streaming app that has to have its own content. I'm like, wow, they're really banking on
a lot,
DC
man.
fans spending this kind of money.
Yeah.
It is a lot, and I think if you're talking about mainstream, getting the mainstream audience in there, that your best bet is that Titans show. You know what I mean? You've got Robin, you've got the
and they did do a couple quick casts with that, with Brendan Thwait and what's her Mila Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
What's her freaking name?
Catherine Richardson in the comments said Sam has no self-control, and I believe 100% he will watch it. Yes, I will.
Again,
what the hell is her name?
Again, he bailed on he bailed on Gotham.
I don't remember.
I got you. No, I know who you're talking about. She was also on. She was also briefly on The Path.
Yeah.
She's very talented.
Minka Kelly.
Yep. You got there. Also, it bums me out because the Metropolis show, I think this show will frustrate me in the same way that Gotham frustrates me, in that I kind of blame Gotham that we're not allowed to get more of the Batman characters on the other shows. I'm bummed if this Metropolis show exists, we'll never see Lois Lane or Lex Luthor on Supergirl.
That's just selfish of Metropolis.
And I think
we already saw Lucy Lane for a while, but we didn't see Lois.
We've never seen Lois, and we've never seen Lex. And I feel like, again, I think the show's done a good enough job establishing...
But we've got Lena and Lucy and not Lex and Lois. That's interesting.
They've done a good enough job establishing their own identity that I think the show would benefit in season 4 or 5 or whatever, having a two-parter with those characters.
And we've hinted at Lex so many times.
Man. We got a pretty cool Lex-ish moment in this episode.
Yes, we did.
But but to wrap up, I think we're all on the same page that we're not super excited about this. But hey, of course you're gonna get a little review of it. Are you trying to hold me?
I just
your hands are so soft.
I just felt like you needed it. You want to come in too for the hand hold?
Sure, watch it. It's soft.
Should we do it?
Look at it. Yeah. It's soft.
Should we do some kind of handshake?
We do it like this really quick. We'll do it quick. Here, put your hand, touch fingies like this, and then slowly close, kind of put your hand more this way. Put it like this. And then close, kind of try to wrap your hand around.
I feel like because you're both with your right hand. But this is my left hand.
Oh, yeah, do the other hand. There you go.
You were trying to do something.
I was so confused.
I was like,
bend it. No, bend the fingers. All right. We also want to talk about really quick, just because I know we want to get to our reviews. Black Panther premiered this week. We had a bunch of friends go see it.
And we weren't invited.
No, we were not. Did you go see it?
No.
Wait, say the whole review. What is it?
No.
Is it good?
I was asked to go a while ago to the Monday one, and I couldn't because I had work, and I took for granted. Not asked by a friend as a +1. Not that I'm cool enough. And I was like, no, I'll get another screening, and I cannot get a screening of this.
That's rude.
So yeah,
we don't get to hang out with the cool kids. You almost did. You turned it down.
And that sucks for my life.
I'm sorry.
And liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah. Amen. But everybody's saying it's great. Right now, I'm in the same boat I was when everybody was saying Wonder Woman was great. I'm like, you're afraid you're going to get burned.
I'm so afraid, and I'm trying really hard not to listen to it.
Yeah.
So I tried to beg my friends on Screen Junkies. I tried to beg Daniel Radford and Roth Cornett to say something bad about it.
Yeah.
I was like, tell me a bad thing about it. Is there anything? And they couldn't come up with anything for about 15 minutes. And then Danielle finally said, I guess any of the parts that got too Marvel-y, which really was only one, was not my favorite. Mm-hmm. So I keep holding on to that.
Okay.
Instead of holding on to
Too marvelly. Just hold on to that. Too marvelly.
I don't even
know what that means. I don't know what that
neither,
means.
but I'm trying not to let the hype be so real. Like, I don't want it to be
'cause it's
overhyped,
just-
so I need to hear
Because
something
what happens
bad.
is when you get these early screenings, people go in blind basically, and you're at the event and everything's there's that communal effervescence, like everybody's excited, and then you
And
see
usually
it.
fans.
Yeah, and then you see it, and then for a lot of us, we get pummeled with it's great, it's great, it's great, it's great, and then you see it and it's good.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it didn't like change my life. You know what I mean?
But also, I don't know. I've kind of been burned
But
too many times that I don't have those expectations anymore. If
Yeah.
someone says they loved it, I'm like, oh, cool. And like, I
Yeah,
don't.
but everyone, Urbada Sam,
Yeah.
Urbada get up.
I mean, I got basically, I got super excited for Batman v Superman and Age of Ultron. Both those movies are trash in my opinion. So
Yeah, I'm hoping
Trash.
I'm hoping for a Wonder Woman situation that like I thought people had severely overhyped it, and then I saw it and I was like, no, this is great. So I'm hoping for that. Ryan Coogler has not let me down yet. Creed was my favorite movie of that year. One of my favorite movies of that year.
What year was that? 2015?
between 2006
That was only a couple
and
years
now.
ago. Yeah,
I love that movie.
no,
It's so good.
Creed is great.
But-
so I'm hoping
I told you I
for.
saw Michael B. Jordan the other day.
What did you do?
He's a handsome boy.
Did you give him a hug? What'd he smell like?
No, but I did say hi.
Did he smell like a man?
I didn't smell him.
Does-
He said hi back.
But you weren't close enough to smell him?
We were really close. Actually, we were walking down a very, very skinny
Why
hallway.
did you ask him to go to a screening?
Such a good point.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if I was walking down the hallway? Could you like get me a screening?
Screening?
Oh, this is
Buster.
crazy. Like, I was trying to get a friend in. Like, can you just can I
Yeah,
go see that movie?
This is kismet. You
No.
know, we were
Yeah.
meant to meet so that I could be benefited and you could be benefited in zero way.
so that's
Speaking of kisses.
That's the news for this week. I want to thank you guys
Kismet.
for
Oh.
joining us for that. But we're going to talk about our superhero shows now, unless you're seeing this on YouTube, and then you have to go to patreon.com/onlystupid answers if you want to hear that part.
Go check it out.